What's going on there, everybody? Kikoki here, coming back with episode 4 of Satisfactory and my Satisfactoryites. We gotta find a better name probably, but you know what, for right now, it's sticking that way. Today, in this episode, we're gonna do basic builds. So we're gonna do what we got underground here. So, you know, iron rods, plates, wire spools, all the like, but we're going to transition it to put it up here because we have all this wonderful space to use, and, well, we just haven't utilized it. I've started to pull everything that I could up here, you know, that way we have it at arm's grasp, so that way we can grab it when we need to. But yeah, I think it's time to actually maybe get into the builds a little bit while doing some exploration and having some fun. So for right now, I'm going to dismantle everything we have, transition everything up top, and go from there. And then look at getting some more advanced builds like the smart plating or reinforced plating, so that way we have stuff on hand. So bear with me and we'll be back. Well, on second thought, we're actually going to make the Xenobasher because we ended the last episode off basically saying we're going to make it. We don't have what we need to make it right yet, but we have majority of the stuff. We just need the reinforced plates, which I think we should be able to get 100. We have 24, so we need screws. We're going to build that real quick so that way we can defend ourselves when and if anything tries to kill us, which, let's just be honest, everything's out to get me in this game, as we found out last episode. So let's build that and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. We have 100 reinforced plates right about now. Let's go toss that into the hub. We're gonna smash that button, just like the like button, by the way. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you smash that like button, just like that.
In the words of the engineer that first developed this tool, quote, "The zapper kind of electrocutes things, the basher straight up smacks stuff, while also electrocuting them," unquote. It is beneficial during encounters with aggressive fauna and has been tested thoroughly. The engineer's noble sacrifice for Xeno research will not be forgotten, whoever they were.
That is probably the best explanation I've ever heard of that. That was great. Thank you, Ada, very much. Now, do we have what we need to make the zappers? No. What do we need? Oh, ironically, we need reinforced plating. We need 4. Of course. Let's make 4 more. We can make 91. This game is all about the numbers. Ooh, there we go. Now we'll make the Xeno Zappers to make the Xeno Basher, and then we have a nice weapon to kill everything. Technically, I only need to make 1 because I'm not going to use the one we have already. That's okay. We're just going to put it in storage. It's in storage now. Now, to get the big boy. Come on, swing it. There we go. Now we can do some serious damage. Occasionally, you'll throw a punch as well, which I think is funny because you're like swinging at things and you'll just see your left hand just go and you'll punch whatever it is in the face or in the side. It's great. Anyway, we have this. So let's go back to dismantling real quick. We're just going to break everything down. Hopefully... Oh, no, I got to stop doing this. Damage. Oh, quite a bit. Yeah, I really got to stop sliding off this. We got to stop that. I mean, we've only had X amount of deaths in this game, majority from enemies, but also majority from me jumping off the platform. I did play around with the leap or whatever it's called, transportation, jump pad and landing pad, but you got to feed it power, so until we actually get coal power, we're not going to deal with it. So we're going to deal with this right now, though. We're just literally going to do a mass just deletion of everything we can. Our inventory is probably going to go full real quick, so hopefully we don't have any like containers around. And yes, I know I deleted the miner. The miner will go back. We got to figure out how to get it up there, though. That's going to be the fun part. So much stuffs to delete. Well, I didn't want to delete that, but it's not like it's going to come crumbling down, so I think we're solid. It's re-entered. Excellent. That was a quick one. That must have been like 3 minutes. Okay, so we don't have the inventory space. Okay, we'll be back. Actually, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Do I have enough to... No. Like, probably can't dismantle anymore. However, we'll do it this way. Always have a storage container for your own personal stuff as well, so that way you're just not mixing and matching everything. Like that one right over there is for all the next level stuff we have that I just kind of put in there. But I do believe I have one just for personal storage. And if I don't, well, we do now. So this one I believe is copper ignits. Yes. So that is going to become a storage for iron ignits. We're going to mass delete ores because we don't want them. And I think that's about it for right now. Anyway, how much space do we have? Not much. This is why I do this. Oops. Literally, it was an entire container full. That's awesome. And we're just going to do a tricky thing called this. That should give us all that, and hopefully we have enough room. Because if not, that's going to suck. Perfect. Or, sorry, rosin plates. And this one's probably full too, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, things are getting a little high up there, but that's okay. Plates. And rods. Damage? No. Okay. Perfect. Well, I'm going to continue to do this, so I will be back, and we'll start manufacturing parts more up on top of the platform. So, I'll be back. It's so satisfying now that if I come into combat, we can just literally beat them to death, and they don't stand a chance. So satisfying. It's almost satisfactory. Yeah, we're going to leave it with that one. Okay, so time for a little tip of advice. When you're building on the dune floor of the desert, you want to make sure that you actually lift your conveyors up. Personal opinion, of course, but when you're down here driving, if you have to do anything, when a conveyor is, like, let's say, there, you can't drive under it, obviously, and you can barely drive over it because sometimes you get stuck. So when you're building in the dune desert, I highly recommend that you just raise the belts up. Like right here, we obviously can't drive under because it's still too low. But if we come down to here, we can. So, you know, just a little tip while building, because it just makes things a little bit easier. And try and follow the top of the dune as much as possible. So that way you're not kind of shimmying down and going this way and that way. And try and keeping things as straight as kind of possible. The same thing, can't really go much higher. We can go higher, obviously, but, you know, we can get down through there. Here doesn't matter. We can run under it, which is fine. We don't have to slide. But yeah, just a nice, quick little tip as we're building your conveyors. So, you know, take it or leave it. Don't matter. We'll be back. Okay, after an intense fight with a hog, which we literally just killed, and I think the body has despawned. However, there's 2 more over here, so let's go kill them. Oh, there's 3. No, I'm gonna kill you because your daddy decided to try and wreck me. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's not dead. Oh, he's not dead either. Uh-oh. Nope, not dying. Ain't happening. Goodbye. Ooh, he's still not dead. You taking 4 shots? There we go. Ooh. There we go. Anyway, the main reason that we're down here is we're taking the pure copper node, because I don't want to have impure. It's right underneath the base, but I mean, you know, we're building far enough away, it should be fine. But the main reason is the cool thing about this. So let's say you want to build and you're kind of going over here, but you want it to be as straight as possible. I'm not sure how far it actually goes with this, but if you're in line with it and you hold down control, it will literally centralize you right back to the machine, which is a great feature in my opinion. We're going to see how far it goes, because I don't think it goes that far, unfortunately. Oh, it does. Okay. So yeah, you can legitimately just keep it as straight as possible, which is great because it's still in line with the base. Kind of ish. But yeah. And also one thing I'm going to kind of mention too as we're building, because I kind of figured it over here, is these stackable conveyor poles, they're going to be great. That way you can keep everything level and keep everything just in line, so that way you don't have like a belt here, here, one here, and over here. It'll keep it optimized. It'll be great. So we'll get into that once we need to. But for now, we're going to continue to build lines to the base itself.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical elements in the air. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
So I thought we got this one. That's why I came back really quick, and Ada just kind of started off from nowhere. But we're going to kill another one. Because we can. And we're going to get the power slug. But yeah, no, I thought we got that one. I guess we didn't. So Ada had something very important to tell us, so we listened. And there's another one. Ow. Oh, he only took 2 shots. Is pure? Impure. We don't want impure. But we're back. We need fuel, so we're going to kind of chainsaw a few things and get some lovely biofuel made. Unfortunately, we need it. No. Come on, you little... Might as well deal with these now. This is the first we're seeing them. Oh no, they are pumping. And there you go. Is it around here? I don't see it. It probably is. Oh, something's coming for me. And Ada.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. It is unclear where on the flora or fauna spectrum it lies, but initial data suggests this might be a nest or an egg. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Ada is all about them countermeasures. She's trying to keep us safe. Yeah, I know there's a merchant sphere somewhere around. I have no idea where it is. It might be in the water. It might be in the water. I think it's in the water. Yeah, there it is. Anyway, what I was going to say before you started to talk was using the Xenobacter on the nests is a lot more efficient than shooting them, personally, because it takes 3 shots and they're dead and you do it quick. With a rebar gun, for instance, you have to reload so they have a chance to actually attack you. So, my opinion, use the Xenobacter a lot quicker. However, we're going to go make some fuel, so we'll be back. Okay, so while we wait for fuel to be made, we're just going to take a look at the MAM and see what we can unlock access and everything. So we're going to start with the alien megafauna. We have 7 of those, so we're good. QA'd 4 times, I think, or at least 3 times. Maybe. There she is.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Need all the safety you can promise. QA again.
The remains researched belong to a plant-like organism hosting the larvae of the flying crab, the most mature of which hatch when threatened. Hatcher remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Oh, thank you, Ada, again. And this one, the spider, the stingers, we haven't found those yet. We will, though, eventually. Terrifying enough.
The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances.
Oh, do they ever?
Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Thank you, Ada. We have to investigate, I think. This ran out of power? No. Maybe... Maybe the limestone, because that's the only 2 things that are left to be powered. So we'll check that out. We'll check that out shortly. I'm sure everything's fine. Anyway, yeah, we haven't found a stinger yet. And I don't think we can do this because we haven't unlocked it yet. So we need the stinger, unfortunately. Didn't I find a summer sloop last time? Yes, we did. Let's get this one in. This is probably one of my favorite. The alien technology is probably one of my favorite unlocks in the game, because we'll see when we get there. We're quite a few episodes away from that, but we'll get there.
Summer sloop analysis completed. Summer sloops are somewhere between battery and conduit, harvesting energy from pockets of space with complete disregard for the rules of the space-time continuum, and distributing it into its connected ecosystem. This energy,
let the effigies harvest until the waves reach our shores. Consume.
similarities to the hypothetical force of dark energy to potentially be one and the same. It can now be tracked by the object scanner.
Nice. Yeah, I love the dialogue between Ada and the unknown. It just gets comical after a while. I think that's all we can do, because we haven't made steel beat or pipes yet, and we can make the frames, but we haven't got there yet. I believe we have a power slug. We have copper sheathing now, or but I don't even. What is that called? Copper what? Sheets. Sheathing sheets. Close enough. And then quartz we have. What do I need? Oh, it just needs 20. Why haven't I done that yet? Is it here? It is. Really? I need 5. Can you spare 5? Thank you. Good game. Thank you. Too far. Blade Runners are a curse sometimes. Okay, let's unlock this. Ada, once more.
Research completed. Quartz crystal recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
That was it? Really? Kind of short, weren't you? Anyway, I think it's 50-50, isn't it? Do we have sulfur? Yes. Did we grab it? No. We're going to see if we can do this, because technically we've unlocked coal power. We should be able to. Yes. Perfect.
Research completed. Black powder recipe unlocked. New sulfur research available.
Man, she's just getting short all of a sudden. Usually she loves to talk forever about things. We don't have rotors, we don't have frames, and we have a little bit of sulfur. Okay. So that's pretty much all we can do right now. Let's go check on the fuel, and then we'll start powering the miners so we can start getting product up here. That's nowhere enough. We'll be back when we have some more. Well, while we wait for fuel, actually, I figured why not just kind of go through what we need to make right off the bat. So we need to pull from constructors and assemblers. So with constructors, there's a plethora that we can make. We're going to minimize all the stuff we don't need. Really, we're not going to deal with these because that'll be another episode. We're mainly going to focus on these 6 technically, because we don't need copper wire to make the spool. We need copper wire. Actually, no, we need copper to make the sheet. So yeah. So still technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 6 of them to make from the constructors, because I'm not sure if I want to build this way, go south, or actually head north. I think we might just head north, because even though I'm going to remove everything, and everything's going to change off camera probably, for right now I'm going to kind of just show the process of everything. Like this, we're going to not necessarily do this, but there are parts and ways that we can make this look better. We just haven't unlocked it yet. So we're going to leave that as is. This is probably going to change, because we're going to have a base platform coming up with all the ores, because whereas I kind of built this a little too high, but we're going to deal with it. We're going to work the problem itself. So it's not that bad. So we're going to start with constructors, get those 6 pieces going, because I'm going to utilize making iron wire. It just makes more sense. And then we'll use the copper just to make the copper sheets. So we have enough iron around here. It's fantastic. We have a 2-to-1 ratio right now. So we have 2 perfect irons and 1 perfect copper. So it makes more sense. Anyway, for this one, we're not going to deal with that. We're only going to be making the reinforced plates and the rotors, which then in turn create smart plating. If we can get that done by the end of the episode, why not? We'll see. Modular frames will be another episode, just because that sets up another kind of supply line that we have to do. So we're just going to focus on technically 2.5, we'll call it. We'll probably start the smart plating. We might not finish it, but we'll get there. But that's kind of the plan for this episode, is to utilize the constructor to make what we can, and then from the constructor putting the assembler, because it takes 2 to make 1, which is going to take up quite a bit of space, but we'll figure it out when we get there. So let's continue making fuel, and we'll be back at it soon. Okay, so at this point, we powered everything. We gave each node its own power source. We bumped it down to 5 megawatts. One, just because it's a slow conveyor belt anyway, but it's going to be pumping out, for a pure 120 per minute. Each one of these is going to last about 90 seconds. So it kind of works. We have the copper coming in from a distance, so we're going to let it build up for anything. So as you can see, bottom one is copper. We haven't unlocked anything to be able to label yet, I don't believe. We just kind of have the basics. Because eventually we're going to get signs and we'll be able to, like, hey, this is this, this is this, this is this, so that way we don't get confused. But for right now, this is going to be copper. And then the 2 second and third are going to be iron, which then are just kind of dispersed around here. So, man, I can't speak today. I don't know what it is. My tongue's getting twisted. However, as we're waiting for that, oh, here it comes. Iron first, I guess. Copper's still quite a ways away. It's kind of funny, actually. I mean, that one's obviously the closest, but I don't even think that one's halfway yet. It hasn't even started. As I'm like ducking down to try and see. Doesn't make a difference if I go this low or not. I can't really see anyway. Anybody ever do that in older games, or like, you're playing on like a racing game and you kind of go like this? I remember back in my N64 days when I had one, like parents trying it and they'd be like going like this, and now I'm like looking at them, I'm like, what are you doing? And now I'm an older age and I'm finding myself doing it. The same with like playing Phasmophobia, for instance. I'll like peek around a corner with the character and I'll be like, that doesn't make a difference. It's not adding to the angle at all. But yeah, just one of those funny quips. Oh, we're gonna die. Goodbye. Ooh, see, we can survive. I cut it on camera this time. Don't do it again, please. I can avoid it, but we can't afford to keep dying. It's not good for health, especially when it's by your own stupidity. However, we're going to let everything build up and we'll be back kind of creating the supply lines that we need to do, because we're going to break everything down individually and make every part essentially. So once again, enjoy. We'll be back. Okay, so now we're getting quite a bit of surplus. Everything's kind of rolling in. Now we're going to start with setting up the smelteries. We're going to start with copper first, just because I think that's probably the easiest, and all we have to do is make sheets. That's it. That's the only thing we have to do, because we don't have to worry about the wire spools of copper, because we can make the iron ones. So production, we are going to go into smeltery. Now we're just going to kind of figure out how close knit we want to make this. Because normally I try and keep everything, symmetrical. But to save space, we might just, build as far, or not as far away, but as close as possible. It should be, let's start with the middle, actually. That'll be easier. So that we'll start there, and we'll just pinch these together as close as humanly possible. There we go. Because it shouldn't matter. It might affect the constructors, actually. I should space those out a little bit better, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to space those out one more. Just for the fact of the smelteries. So we're going to kind of put a space in between them. So we're just going to connect that to here, to there. We're going to hop around everywhere. I should have done it the other way. Because when you copy and paste, you don't have to do that. Which is kind of a pain. Okay, so we have that. So now we just need to make the constructors, which we have no plates. Let's go make some plates, because we don't have production of them yet. But we can make them. We need 6. Because 2, yeah, 6. So we'll be fine. I should make more, but I'm not going to. That'll be like an off-camera thing. Because this playthrough is not going to be about, doing everything at once and stockpiling. It's going to be showing you how to create, what the recipes are, where to go next, and stockpiling and everything can be done off camera. just to make it's a lot easier just to play, pretty much. And that's how we're going to look at it. So, how close are these going to be? I think it's going to be tight. But that is fine. They should all be able to... Okay, they'll just cross over a little bit. It's not horrible. That's it. It'll work. Copper sheets, and copper sheets. So, what do we need? We need 20 ignits per minute to make 10 of those, and these can make 30 copper ignits per minute, so we can actually drop that down. Cool. So we are going to go 20, because why make more when we don't need to? Actually, nah, we don't need iron ignits. I should have one just, I should have a cargo container just kind of collecting copper, but we don't really need a surplus that we can just pull off hand right away. We'll just go with it. If I need surplus later, we have plenty. I think I have like 2 storages full of copper. Or 1. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. So end product is here. And then we will do... Well, no, what we should do is the merger first. Is that going in? No. That's go. Oh, no. There we go. That works. Okay, and then we deal with the cargo container. Because right now we don't need copper sheets for anything for a specific recipe anyways. So let's see the power draw. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Let's grab this one, put it here, that one there, because these machines will take up this pole, and we'll put an extra one here, just to be safe. What? There we go, and there we go. So everything's there. So what's the power output? So 24 megawatts. So 1 biomass burner. That works. Now, before we do that, we're actually going to turn these off because we want to create a surplus before we do anything else. Because if not, the machines are going to run. We want to make sure there's ample supply so it's not running into clogging issues or shortage issues. We're going to put that right there. Connect that and pop in some fuel. Oh, I need fuel. That is my chainsaw. We should have plenty though. Yes, we do. Grab 4. And this, ladies and gentlemen, kids, adults, and grandparents, and all the like, starts our production for copper sheets. And I believe we should have enough room to make the other smelteries to make everything else. So this, the middle one, we'll use that to make plates and screws, and then the top one we'll use that to make copper wire, I guess, or the steel wire or iron wire, or whatever you want to call it. How fast is that making? Okay, we'll let that run for a few minutes. Start on, I need to see a constructor here. Okay, I don't have any plates. It'll be nice when we actually have those being made. Because we're, with going into higher parts, we're gonna have surplus storage crates, so that way we can pull from it, and then we're gonna have the other storage crates that actually go to make another part, as we'll get into later on in this series. How many do we got? 14, let's make 20. 20 sounds good. And right about there. Awesome. Give me a constructor. I need one. I need to see. What are we making first? Because that can make the cable. So those two are separate. So maybe we'll have one in that. I don't know, because how many? So we'll have 6 outputs for iron. So probably one for, we could do 2, 4, 6. That makes sense. And then have one for that for screws. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'm not going to bother copying and pasting the smeltery, because if I do that, it is going to show me the one for copper. And we don't want that. What do we need? What do we need? We need splitters. So that one's right there. How close can we get? That's going to be a steep drop, but then that hole might be in the way. Not really. Let's see what happens. Can we do it? No. Okay. So we can't keep everything symmetrical, which is kind of sad. But that was kind of going to be an issue anyway, I figured. So we'll go from here, and let's put another one over there. Oh, is it not going to work? Oh, okay, well, we'll just do this. We'll use it to stack it on top of each other. I don't like that. That's too much of a curve. There's like 3 sets now you can do. Straight line, spaghetti, and another one, I believe. We're going to toss that back in there. We could delete it and put a foundation in, but I'll play with that off camera. So for right now, can I put a smeltery in line with this one? I wonder, or is that going to be in the way? That's going to be a little too tight. Nah, it's not going to work. Okay. Well, we'll do this. That's centralized? Yep. So same thing, we'll kind of keep a gap between them. Actually, we should have started with the middle one. What am I thinking? Smeltery. There we go. So we'll do this iron. That way we can copy and paste it. There we go. These builds will get a lot better looking as well. This is just to showcase what we need to do. There's no reasoning this can't be fixed later. Oh, whoops. See, I made a mistake. I went for the middle one. There is no middle one. The middle one does not exist. It is solely the first and third. That's my fault. Oops. Okay. So what are we going to need for this one? I have no idea, actually, because I have no idea what we're making out of this. So let's start it for now. Do I want to put... Where do I want to put this? Because I don't want to interfere with that one, which is probably going to interfere anyway. That might not work, actually. I might have to move it over here. Yeah, we're going to have to move it. So that's not going to exist, so we don't need a double up anyway. Cool. We'll just take this and line it up. Right here, I guess. And then we'll just kind of do this. We'll do the nice little spaghetti one because it kind of looks cool. So yeah, that'll be for the next set of iron. So those are good. So now we can actually put a biomass down. Let's not get distracted. That's going to be in the way. I can't push it any more right. This is going to get kind of chaotic. That's okay. We'll just do this. My favorite thing to do. We'll just play it by ear. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Put it there, because I forgot it maxes it at 4. There we go. Now we have extras. So let's feed this one. We only need 12 for right now. I know I said I usually leave a little extra, but there's no fluctuation period, so it'll be fine. So we got that making that. Now, for the constructors of the world, we'll start with the middle one as always. Hate how you can't see the blue line sometimes. It might be a little too close. Can I wrap around? I can. There we go. That's making that. So what do we want to produce out of this? Maybe just sets of 3 plates, because that kind of is the important. Or do we want to do a wire spool into a cable? Okay, let's do a wire spool into a cable. And then this will make cable. That works. So what do we need for that? 12.5 iron per minute. This can do 30. That's fine for there. That pumps into there to make 22.5. And 60 wire to make 30. Well, we don't have that. Let's do 22.5. Let's say 12.5%. It's 25. It's close. 22.5. Say 10.5? 21. 11.25. There it is. So we'll make just 11, just over 11 per minute. That works. So we'll steal a crate. But that's not powered, so we have copper wire being made, or iron wire, I guess. This is now going to make rods and plates. We'll split it up evenly. So that needs 15 iron. Once again, we can drop this. This helps with the power consumption as well, which is great. And I think this one takes 20? Takes 30, so it's legit 30. Okay. So that's okay. Gonna be slow off the bat. So what do we have for power draw? Can't tell. Bring this up to here. The power poles are going to be random. This shouldn't. It's going to break it. That's fine though. Yeah, I was going to say. I'm like, I know I dropped it. So 22. So we'll put 23. Flick it back on. There we go. So now we have sheets, rods, and plates being made. Did I put a conveyor between those? I must have. I mean, they're working, so. Yeah, we did. Perfect. Cool, cool, cool. We're getting there. Why isn't this making? Oh, yeah, that's right. We're stockpiling. Well, okay, that's fine. So let's turn these on. This might break the power too. Or did I? I think I already adjusted for that, didn't I? Too many power stations. It's 30 using 19. Let's go 19. See what I mean? Technically, it should be 20. Sometimes it'll do that. That's okay. That works. Perfect. This is all the stuff I like to do behind the scenes, but we're doing it now just to showcase kind of everything we're at. Because right now we're just at 40 minutes, which isn't too bad. We're like 39 minutes, actually. Giving myself a minute leeway. But this is all making, so we have cable, we have rods, we have plates, and soon enough we're going to have copper. Awesome. So that is how many of them? 4 or 5, maybe? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 are being made. So we just need 1 for screws, which will probably double up and then do an extra 1 for plates. That kind of makes sense. Now, the fun part. Everything's kind of getting clustered. Quite literally, and we're kind of encroaching on our space here. That might need to move. Can we make that look a little neater? I guess that'll do. That'll do. And why not? The most confusing kind of conveyors ever made. Yeah, we're gonna have to move that, but I'll do it off camera. So we're just gonna make everything as tight as humanly possible. Which means this biomass burner's gonna go back here, I guess. Wow, this is... that is clustered. Look at how close that is. Oh, my. Okay. Focus. We're gonna put one over here. There we go. No. I want that one there. This one can go there. And that can go here. Oh, I did not space this properly. I'll fix it later. So I can't do a constructor side by side. So we're going to have to jump ahead. Match this one at least, I hope. Can we match that one? H. How close are you? Oh, it's way off. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Man, this is just becoming chaotic. Like I said, what you see now will definitely change off camera. So don't be surprised in the next episode if everything's changed again, like I said. Literally just doing it to show it, to explain it, and to start making a bunch of stuff. Did I? Oh, I didn't power it, did I? Oops. Okay, well, screws. So we need 2 sets of rods being made. Let's leave that one to last. Yeah. So this one's going to make the rods. This one's going to make the rods. And then this one was make plates. This will be a spare one, so to speak. But it'll kind of be a forget-me-not. So that one needs to stay the same. I think the screws change how much I need. What do we need? So to make the screws, we need 10 per minute. That's actually... Did they change that recipe? Because I feel like that used to be a lot more. So we only need 10 rods a minute. We can make 15, we'll make 10. Which means then we gotta look at how many iron we need. So we need 10, so we can drop this to 10. Thank God I looked at that, because if not, then we wouldn't be making plates very fast. This one needs 30. Okay, so that's all set up. So let's start the production, shall we? So we'll let that go for a bit. Make what we need. And then make plates. You can definitely shrink these production lines as well. I'm going to attempt to shrink it a little bit more. But where I placed everything's kind of off balance, because whereas I came in over there. But we'll fix it as we go. Now, to kind of explain what I explained, I think in episode 2 might have been, but when I was explaining how close you should have things, the fact that the copper mine's way over yonder, like 400 meters away, means nothing. It's just transporting the raw material to the smeltery, and then the smeltery goes into the constructor and so and so. So what you want to do is you can have it as far away as possible, dragging along, because you're going to make it regardless. Never do the opposite of making everything right in the central area and then traveling all across the map for, like, let's say, smart plating to, or I guess reinforced plates, better example, because you travel them all across map, so you only have a level 1 conveyor, so it's making X amount per second, then it's going to drag them along slow, and then let's say you have the other part for the frames being made close by. That's getting jumbled up, you're getting backflow, and then it's going into it, it'll create, stop, wait for the next one. Always make sure your final product has whatever you need to create it close by. And the downside to minimizing things inside production change is it minimizes it in here, which kind of drives me nuts a little bit. But I can understand it because it's universal. So if I need to ever see anything, I have to unclick it in here, and then it's going to show up again. Okay, perfect. Okay. So let's see if I can explain what I'm explaining. So modular frames, perfect. So we need reinforced plates and iron rods. So let's say we're doing the reinforced plates way over yonder, right where the copper is, and we have it traveling the line. And then we have rods, as we're making right here, right on the spot. That's going to backflow insanely fast, and then you're going to be waiting on these, which is going to stop production. So instead of doing that, do all the production up front, so that way these are being made and have it travel the shortest distance. The rods is literally just iron bars into this as close as possible, to the end goal, so that way you can create this, so that way there's no backlog. Even if you have fast conveyor belts, I would still consider doing end product with everything close by, because it just saves time. Because I've run into it on previous maps and I'm just like, why is this taking forever? And get a fast conveyor belt, but it doesn't really matter when the machine's making it get 3 times as fast, and they just gotta wait a couple seconds because it takes a second for the machine to initialize again. So always make sure your final product is as close to whatever you're making to have the actual supply. That can be worded so much better, and it will be in another episode because I'll probably say it again. But we'll go with it for now. So the cringeworthiness of explaining that is now over, and I just said cringeworthiness. What is wrong with me? Did I get that one that time? So let's do this, and that. Hopefully we don't break the chain. I don't think we should. Power management is just becoming just painful. So we're probably going to pause this for a sec, because I don't want it to be lagging behind. But as you can tell, now there's a surplus here coming in. It's stopped now, obviously, but, plates will be fine. That's going in fast. But yeah, we set up everything we needed. So now we're getting extra plates being made. We have screws being paused. So 2 sets of those. We've got the cable being made. We've got the rods being made. Another set of plates. And don't fly off the edge. And then we have copper. So that is all number 1 basic materials that you can make out of a constructor for now until we unlock more recipes. And I might just pause it here really quick, kind of figure out how I want to set up the assembler to make the smart plate, or the, not smart plating, the reinforced plates, and then go from there. So bear with me for however long it takes me, and it'll be quick for you. So we figured out what we're going to do next. We're going to make the rotors and the reinforced plating. I took it upon myself to kind of fill these up because it is going slow. We can adjust everything with power shards. That'll be at a later episode, because right now we just want to get base productions going, just creating things. We haven't even thought about starting anything for phase 2. We're still technically in phase 1 because we're making all the base elements we can right now for what we have for resources. Well, that's going to change soon enough coming episodes, because we're eventually going to get coal power as well, which will be an episode in itself, to create unlimited power pretty much, or as much as we can make. But for right now, we're going to create the assembler to make both of the reinforced and the rotors, and probably leave it there because we're encroaching on an hour as it is, and in order to do the smart plating, we need these anyway. Or not these, and then modular frames will be a different story. It'll probably be part of an episode where we do something else. But yeah, we're going to focus on these, and then the next episode we'll focus on creating those, because we need 1,000 of them, so we need to start making them eventually. And then to do the I can't remember what these are called, versatile frameworks, we need coal, and then smart wire, or the automated wire, we need a few things as well. So for right now, we're going to focus. End game right now for an episode or 2 is getting the smart plating done. But to end this episode, we're going to finish it off by doing the rotors and reinforced plates. So as it be done. I can't do that. Okay, well, I need those parts back. I think it's this and this. So we're gonna make it ugly, just because we can. It's gonna be so ugly, I don't even care. We're just gonna deal with it. That's not gonna work. There we go. So, smart plating. And I think we're gonna have to put this on its own power grid because we might blow the other ones. But who knows? We'll try it first. And then we're just gonna place that right there. Because for rotors, we need screws and rods. Rods are here, and that's not what I need. Yeah, this is going to be ugly. So we're going to toss that one there. And then we're just going to toss this one on the other set of screws. There are much better ways to do this, by the way. I will explain it later, but right now I'm literally doing the bare minimum just to explain everything. It will get better, I promise. I actually do decent builds in this game alone. This is gonna probably send people over the edge for just the, let's call it the chaosity of it. Not even a word. It's chaotic. Let's call it chaotic instead. Not chaosity. It's chaotic. It just looks horrible, but that's okay. Things will change. I love putting everything symmetric, having conveyor belts go one way, switch around, go over into another piece of machine. That'll be off camera work. So when you come back, you'll be like, oh my God, that's awesome. Or be like, that still looks like crap. But it's a work in progress. So we'll leave it there. Anyway, how much power do we need? We need 15 watts. So I think we should be able to all the power for just both. Let's hope. So we're going to put a nice power pole right in the middle. We're going to toss it there and there. We're going to double check. We need 30, I think. It doesn't show me. I'm kind of terrified. Don't break. It's legit using 30 on both sets. See, and this is what I'm talking about. When I explain, like, put everything as close as possible, this right here. Conveyor belt speeds will help with this, but I could easily shorten that. It's just, it's not ideal. But it is for now, because it's going to take 15 seconds anyway. So by the time this is done, oh, I haven't even updated, actually. That's the thing. It's supposed to be 1.5. Because we only make 40 screws a minute. So we'll have a surplus going now, but it's going to be slower making these. And we have the rods being made at, I believe, 10 per minute. Oh, it's still doing 15, so we could save power. I'll do that later. But yeah, so it's going to be slow for the rotors. I hate making these for this reason, because you need to adapt everything along your line to be able to make even just 5, which is insane. But we'll get to that later. Now, for this one, I think I also had to drop this one because we were making 60. I think this one was 3 per minute, 36 because we're making 40. 18 places fine because we're making 20. So we're making 3 a minute for that. Yeah, it's not the greatest. We'll optimize later, I promise. But for right now, I'm going to make that as ugly as possible. Oops. Misclick. So, and the thing is, this isn't even surplus for this. This is just for the parts. Normally, you know, what I'll do right now is, since we're literally at the tail end of the episode, we got everything being manufactured, everything's there, power's there, fluctuation, it's great, everything's going. I'm going to show you my old world just to kind of show you what I mean by having cargo containers of excess stuff that you can just grab at a whim, and it doesn't impact the actual production of everything. So let's take a look at that. Oh, hello. That's a nice way to start this map, having a hog staring me down. Pay no attention to anything that's kind of, you know, foreshadowing. I'm not floating through the air. I'm not using a jetpack. We're just pretending we're flying. I have everything to finish this game right now if I wanted to. But I'm not going to do that. Because one, I have never beat this game yet, and I'm not doing it on episode 4 of a new playthrough. Because we're seeing a lot of stuff and you're thinking, wow, pay no attention to the train station. That doesn't exist. Don't pay any attention to what's below the train station. Nothing exists. Like I said, I might edit this out. I don't know. All of this. Literally, engines being made, plates being made, computers being made. I can grab it and use it if I need to for anything and not have to worry about messing up the production line. That's it for that. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for episode 5 when we get there. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, give a subscribe. Let me know you're enjoying the content. For now, everybody stay cool, stay frosty. I'll see you again next episode. Bye for now.